The Prime Minister's been spending his Good Friday in Sydney's most marginal seat as the campaign slows a fair bit over the Easter break. Julia Bradley is still working for us as always. Julia, in Sydney and with the Prime Minister, give our viewers a sense of what he's been up to today.
Well, Kieran, the Prime Minister wasn't at a church service this morning, which is what we saw during the last federal election campaign, as well as Scott Morrison doing the same thing. But this time, opting to instead touch grass and have a bit of a breather. He was out in the seat of Bennelong, which is the state's most marginal. He was at a dog park with his partner, Jody, dog Toto, and the local member there, Jerome Laxell, his partner, and terrier Toby. They were mingling with voters, and you got a real sense that the PM wants to use this Easter break to reset, reassess and possibly get some of those odd chores done, as I know many Aussies would as well.
I've never seen Toto with long locks before.
No, yeah, it's been a haircut. Yeah, well, you know, bad parenting.
You might have other things going on.
We've been a bit busy.
And that all ahead of the match tonight between the PM's beloved Rabbitohs and the Bulldogs, which he has confirmed he won't be attending in person, but will be watching on over telly. He's still got a lot to do, early voting starting on Tuesday, so still a lot of time needed to try to get his message out to voters. Bennelong, an interesting seat. It was won by Labor at the last federal election on an incredibly tight margin, but a redistribution has meant that it's now a notional Liberal seat. Jerome Laxell needs about 84 votes more than what he got last time around in order to hold it. We've been out speaking with voters in Sydney about how they're feeling.
The guy who's running it now is doing okay, and I think the other guy is, I'm not so happy with him.
Cost of living is the biggest motivator for me, and housing prices.
What do you think about the idea of reducing international students?
Yeah, I've heard about that. It's a bit sad to hear that, but again, we have to accept whatever the government chooses here and follow the rules.
I'm a little bit disappointed, frankly, that I thought that the campaign would be closer than what it's actually that we're experiencing right now.
Julia, new figures have shown just how much the power bills are going to go up when Labor's subsidy ends as well.
It could be a rude shock for people, Kieran, come early next year. This was always expected to just be a short-term sugar hit, if you like. The extension of the energy rebate scheme, $150 extra in people's pockets, but this all ending at the end of the year. And new data in the Daily Telegraph today suggests that we could see power bills for the typical household here in Australia's East Coast shoot up by up to 15%. If you look at the default market offer for 2025-26, bills will be about $428 a quarter for the first half of the financial year when that subsidy is taken into account. From January, they could rise to $503. Here's some reaction.
What I want to see when these rebates come to an end is more targeted approach of support for the most vulnerable, because at the moment those rebates are just applied, to the entire population without any kind of means testing. So I think we need to get much more disciplined with public spending.
Our plan to actually get more gas into the market quicker, we know will bring down prices of energy, not just for the household, but importantly for business as well, which will have flow-on impacts right throughout the economy on the price of goods.
So not as many official media engagements over this Easter break, but the PM will be taking part in some podcasts, likely reaching some of those younger voters. And speaking with people here in Sydney, you get a real sense a lot of people relying on social media for their political news, in particular TikTok.